Hey everyone, this video is going to be an in-depth analysis of the Animal Crossing Direct. And when I say in-depth, I mean I want to talk about every single villager, I want to show every new gameplay mechanic and literally show you every new item that I found. I'm going to try to be as thorough as possible, but I'm going to make it like enjoyable as well. So I'm going to make this into a list. I'm going to list everything by category. We're going to have NPC, villagers, gameplay elements. We're going to do customization, items, and we're going to have gyroids. I'm going to make it its own category and like an extra category. We're going to do absolutely everything. We're going to do everything because I feel like it. Because I couldn't stop watching this direct. I've watched it 9 times right now. And I still, even while editing this video, found new things every single time. There's so much content. It's crazy. So I love Animal Crossing. Maybe a bit too much. I enjoy spending time on my island, you know, talking to my villagers, just living that life, customizing things, relaxing. And I never thought there was not enough content in New Horizons, but I did always feel a lot of old features were missing. And then Nintendo dropped this New Horizons 2.0 update, which included so much stuff, it made my head spin. I couldn't process it as it was going on. And I watched it, like I said, about 9 times at this point. I made a reaction to it. Gyroid! Yes! Let's go! Gyroids! Oh! Gyroid fragments! Gyroids! I watched my friends react to it.
Partition walls to divide the space. Counters with 2 different heights. And pillars that support the ceiling. Each can help change how the home is structured.
This is so good.
Lighting can be adjusted as well to enhance the day.
Hells yeah, Katrina! Yes!
Fingers crossed.
Tortimer!
With all sorts of
Oh, I love that man! Oh, he's not dead! He's not dead!
hairstyles.
Oh, look at the hairstyle. Oh, hells yes! This is great!
And I absorbed all this content. But it was so much content, I legit couldn't stop thinking about it. And that's why I want to make this in-depth analysis, just more so for myself than anything, to put it straight in my head. Like, okay, look, you saw everything there is to see. I just needed to know it. So, if you feel I'm missing something because there's so much content, if you think I'm missing anything as this video is going on, maybe I missed an item, maybe I said something double, I don't know. Keep up with me and write it down in the comment section below as the video goes on, because I need to know, especially if I missed something. And while you're at it, subscribe to my channel if you want more gaming content like this in the future. Now without further ado, let's absolutely go. As I stated before, I want to make this easy to understand and enjoyable, so we're not gonna do this in order. It's way too much information spread out. So I wanted to make categories of everything, and we're gonna do category by category. And I also feel that, for example, when we get to items, I'm gonna be mixing together the Animal Crossing update itself and the Happy Home Paradise DLC. I'm gonna put all those, I'm gonna lump everything together as one. Obviously, when it comes to the gameplay elements, when we get to that point, I will individually name everything. But you know, when it comes to the items specifically, like I can't separate them because we don't know exactly what belongs to which part of the game. So we're gonna start off instantly with the new NPC. It's ridiculous that most of us just wanted Brewster. I wanted Brewster, he's one of my favorite NPC. And we're not even really processing this enough because we got 10 new NPC. So, we have Brewster, who runs the cafe, you can meet villagers there. NPC can come there. You can call them via the amiibo cards. I'm hoping you can store gyroids there as well. I'm not sure. Then we have Harriet, who's returning. She used to be a hairdresser, a new leaf, and she has 4 new hairstyles for you. Katrina is back for reading fortunes. I hope the good and bad luck fortunes actually, again, just like a new leaf, dictate the gameplay in a way. When you had bad luck in the old game, you could like trip, and when you had good luck, you would get more money, for example, when you find money. Then we have Tortimer coming back. He's talking about storage. I don't know exactly what that might be about, but the game itself already upgrades like up to 5,000. So I don't know exactly what he's gonna offer, but you know, it's good that not everything is being told. Then we have Reese and Cyrus coming back. So they were here for the wedding season, where you could get a lot of very rare, very cool wedding related items. But now they're back to being carpenters, like they were a new leaf, to customize your items, and they can customize rare items. What I'm thinking is they specifically customized the Nookmar items. That's what they showed. And Nookmar items were the one thing that were different on everybody's island. But now you can actually customize it to all those specific colors. That's what I'm thinking. They're mostly there for that. Then we have Captain. Captain, who brings you to new islands and lets you explore things and do little things on the new islands, and these islands can vary in season and time, and I'm absolutely here for that. I like Captain, I like this voyaging to these islands, and just these islands themselves, they already showed us a lot of new things, but we'll get to that. And the final returning character that I found was Lottie, who was introduced in Happy Home Academy, I think, and she would help you redesign homes. We'll definitely get back to that later. And then there were 2 new NPC introduced even. It's so much stuff. It's so much stuff. And there were 2 new NPC introduced. We have Nico, who felt like we didn't know exactly his role, but he looked like he was a guide more so than anything. Nico is a little white monkey, and he is your Happy Home Paradise guide. And then we have Wardell, who looks amazing. He's a manatee, and Wardell, he runs the Happy Home Paradise shop, which we'll also definitely get back to later. So those are all the new NPC as of now that we know. I doubt there's going to be more than that. But again, we wanted Brewster, and we got 10 new NPC. It's ridiculous. Next up, the new villagers. So we have 16 as of now newly confirmed villagers. They're introducing Series 5 amiibo cards. The amiibo cards, I think, have 48 cards, and as of now, around 35 of them have been revealed. There could be new villagers. I don't think so, the way they were presenting it, but as of now, there are 16 new confirmed villagers. So there's 8 brand new villagers, never seen before, and there's 8 villagers who have the origins in the Japanese e-reader cards way back in Japan on the Nintendo 64 and version of Animal Crossing. So, who are these villagers? Now, thankfully, this was made easily enough thanks to the amiibo cards that they showed. But we have Sasha, which is this green bunny, which I absolutely need. We have, it's either Lone or Eon. It was hard to see if it was an I or a capital L, but I also need her, this fancy looking squirrel. We have Tian Shen, which is a monkey. We have Shino, who I absolutely need. I think her species is a deer, but she looks more like a mythological creature than anything else. She looks almost demonic to me. I need her. At least I'm calling it her. Everybody's calling it her. I don't know if that's been confirmed. Then we have Mario, this hamster. We have Petrie, which I'm kinda... the name is kinda weird. Then we have Cephalobot, this robotic octopus. Hell yeah. We have Quinn, the fancy looking eagle. And those are the 8 new ones. Then we have, again, like I said, the 8 e-reader animals. We have Chadwick, Zoe, Ace, Rio, Fred, Azalea, Roswell, and Faith. So the one thing is we don't know how these villages have been added yet. We do not know if they're actually going to be put in rotation or be exclusive to the cards, like did it with the Sanrio villages, for example. That's going to be a wait and see. Then we have the gameplay. Oh boy, the gameplay. So there's been so many new gameplay elements added to it, it's even hard to know where to begin. I'm separating the gameplay elements into two versions, the free update related gameplay elements and then the Happy Home Paradise DLC. We're gonna start with the free update stuff. So we have Bruce's Cafe, obviously. I mentioned it before. Bruce's Cafe, you can go there, drink some coffee with your friends, talk with NPC. As of now, that's all we know. I'm hoping we can store gyroids there as well. It's not actually necessary with the 5K storage we get. But I don't know, maybe there's gonna be more to the cafe than they showed us. Like in New Leaf, you could have a coffee minigame, for example, and you could eventually unlock Bruce's specific gyroids. I don't know if they added that, but you know, there could be more to the cafe than we know. Harv's Campground. Oh, this is so good. In Harv's Campground, you can donate bells to the gyroids that are standing there, and you can unlock an entire shopping area. A whole park with all these trailers from everybody, and it's gonna be the special villagers that can visit your island. So you have Sahara, Reese, basically all the NPC I just meant before. Red is gonna be there, Leaf, and I assume they're gonna permanently be there. I think that they will still visit your island as well, but at the very least they're gonna be permanently there. I hope, for example, you can go there every day to see Red every day. That's something I'm hoping. Maybe he's gonna change his stuff once a week. I don't know how it's gonna work, but at the very least it's so good to have this new area here, and there's so many new things to it to explore. Like at Tortimer, we have the new haircuts there, Reese and Cyrus are there, Katrina is there. It's ridiculous. The campground alone is huge. Then we have the motion control morning stretching exercises with the residents. My boy Robert, I showed you his reaction in the beginning. He's really excited for this. I like it that I am fascinated by the fact that they added the motion controls into the game for something like this. I think it's cute they added it. I'll definitely be trying it out here and there. But I still consider it like a minor thing. But it's a thing. Then one of my favorites, oh boy, the island ordinances were actually a thing I was really missing in this game. I usually work from the afternoons to the evening. I liked having the night owl ordinance, which let stores stay open longer and villages stay out longer. And I wanted these ordinances come back, and they have come back. So as of now, they have confirmed. I don't know if there's gonna be more. I think in New Leaf it was only these 4, I'm not sure. But you have the beautiful island ordinance, which was meant so that your flowers wouldn't rot, but your flowers can't rot in this game. But it's definitely still going to be flower related, I assume. Maybe it's going to make breeding easier, I'm not exactly sure, we don't know. Early bird ordinance means stores are open earlier and animals go out earlier. Night owl ordinance is the opposite of that. People stay up longer and the stores stay open longer. And then we have the bell boom, which I don't know exactly what it entails. They haven't really detailed it, but I assume it means you will win more money by selling stuff. Maybe you will find more money in the rocks, things like that. Then, something I have also stated before that I really missed in this game, specifically when me and some of my friends, Clocked It and Robert from Gaming With Me, were talking in a private Animal Crossing chat, and we often talk about, you know, to Robert, like, dude, New Leaf used to have this and that, and New Horizons is missing this and that. Something that I often mentioned was villager invites, and they have come back. You can randomly be invited by villagers. In the past, it would be like, oh, how do you want to meet, like, tomorrow at 4 p.m? And then you had to remember that at 4 p.m. you had to be at the villager's house, and you could, like, talk with him. There's going to be new dialogue, and you could, like, look at their stuff and buy it from them, which now is less important, I feel, because at this point, after a year of playing and 1,500 hours, they don't have stuff I still need, but I still like these interactions. And again, when you're inside your house, they could randomly come inside. They would ring your bell, they walk in, and they could just walk around and talk with you, and it's just extra gameplay stuff that I just really enjoy. Next, oh boy, the two big ones. We have growing crops. They're adding Harvest Moon in there. It's something we used to joke about in the past, but they actually added it, so you can grow your crops. As of now, they have confirmed tomatoes, wheat, sugarcane, potato, and carrot, but they stated more are there. I'm very interested by all of this. I like the cooking. the fact that you can cook. I like the fact that you can use the cooking, but most of all, I like that there's food items. We were severely dried out on food items. There was not a lot of options except some rare DLC stuff for Japanese holidays or French holidays. You know, they had like 1 or 2 things, but now there's so much choice to actually put on the table what you want to put on the table. There's a lot of recipes. It's ridiculous how many recipes there are. And I'm fairly certain we barely saw a portion of it. Next up, we have something more random, but definitely one of my favorite additions. The first person camera mode. You can put your camera on a tripod also, but you can actually walk around in first person. Now, I assume you obviously won't be able to turn left and right because the game isn't designed for you to be able to do that. I've seen videos, for example, if you would look at the island from the back, it looks all messed up. Like, it's just old school game design kind of in that way. So you won't be able to turn your head, but you can walk around still in first person for a big part. And it's amazing that they added that. And you can put it on a tripod if you want to take photos as well with yourself in it. Then the tool shed. I like it that they did that because I got really sick, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, of always when you're redesigning your island and you're doing things of having to walk back into your house, and now you have the little tool shed and you just have your stuff outside, and that's a great addition. Then we have the sidling, narrow spaces. I remember often you have to like design your room so there's space for you to walk, and then you can't really do everything you want to do. So the fact that they added the sidling in there it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. Then we go into the Happy Home Paradise stuff. And I wanted to do this separate because everything you heard before will be in your game. But everything now is specific to the DLC, meaning if you do not buy the DLC, you won't get these gameplay elements. And some of these gameplay elements, you will be able to use them on your island. But that's why I want to do it separate. So, what is Happy Home Paradise? Happy Home Paradise is how Robert Gaming With Me eloquently put, is Happy Home Designer 2. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And there's so much stuff to this, it's ridiculous. So, the main thing here is that there's all these gameplay elements, but there's also a lot of items here. And items, you can buy them and you can take them back to your island, just as the techniques you learn to redesign homes. But the main element of this is redesigning homes. So, one of the things you will have here then is the store. Happy Home Paradise store. Everything you earn by redesigning houses, you can spend money at the store then that you make, and then you can bring that back with you to your actual home island that is outside of the DLC. Another thing, again, the main thing, redecorating villagers' houses. You will have random villagers on the island. You can talk to them and redesign their homes, make vacation homes for them. You can also invite your villagers from your own island to this island to redesign vacation homes for them. You have to be very careful with that part. You get vacation homes for your villagers on that island. And you can also use amiibo cards to call and make vacation homes for them. And then you have the amazing polishing. It's a new technique you will learn. You can polish furniture, and the furniture will actually add extra elements to your furniture. I don't know if every single piece will be able to be polished. I doubt it. But for example, you can polish your flowers and butterflies will fly around them. We also don't know if this effect is temporary. It's what I would assume. And it's a great little thing that, again, if you unlock it in the DLC, you will get to do that on your own island in your own house as well. And that same goes for everything. Every redecorating tip that you learn in this DLC, you can take it with you to your own island. This includes like partitions for the walls and that kind of stuff. It even includes the lighting, the fact that you can change mood lighting, and it also means the soundscape, like the background sound effects. Everything, you'll be able to use it in your house. I'm so happy with this. This is really cool stuff. I've had a lot of trouble trying to find the exact mood with the lighting in my place because it's just not dark enough. But if you make it too dark, you don't see anything. So I needed this. I'm so happy for this. Same as like my living room is separated into areas, and I like the fact that I can actually have a partition in between now, an actual wall. I'm very excited for these redesigning things. And you can invite your own villagers also to this. I mentioned before, you can invite your own villagers, you give them souvenirs, chocolates, and they can come with you to the island, and then they can suggest they want vacation homes there, and you can design a vacation home for your actual residents. And they stated in the game, if you do it long enough, if you've done enough houses, you can actually remodel your residence home. And this is the biggest thing for me personally. The fact that you can actually, because I know people who got rid of villages. I got rid of villages just because their homes were so messed up on the inside. Some people live in junkyards, or your first 2 villagers, they live in shacks because their houses didn't upgrade with you, and so they didn't get their own nice houses. They often take weird things in their house, and I like the fact that you can absolutely customize. Now, okay, so they state on the screen, you will not be able to change the size of the room, because on the Happy Home Paradise Island, you can change the room size of the villagers as well, you know. You can change the soundscapes and the lighting and all that kind of stuff. You can change the outside of the houses as well. There's new designs for the houses and stuff, but they clearly state some design features won't be available if you remodel your residents' homes on your island, including size room adjustments. What I'm thinking is that maybe the lighting is not even going to be included. Maybe the soundscape isn't going to be included. And because the size of the homes kind of change when you alter the outside design, I'm thinking maybe that won't be there either. I think it's 100% just the decorating on the inside. But in the end, that's all I really need. That's all I really need to actually give my villagers some homes that they deserve. The next category is customization. There's a lot of new customization options. I've mentioned a few before already, but I'd like to actually list them here for our own convenience, for my own convenience. So we have 11 new hairstyles. They have all been shown. They said 4 of them you learn them via Harriet, but those are included in a newly added hairstyle. So there's 11 new hairstyles. Then we have new house exteriors. So there's 4 house exteriors they show in the beginning, but they show more footage later during the Happy Home Designer, and there you can see a slider indicating that there could be as many as 10 new shapes if you take into account the size of that slider. At the very least, there's 2 more designs you can see the bottom of in that screen. So I don't know if all these designs are in the main game. At the very least, there's 4 new designs in the main game, and I assume maybe via Happy Home Designer you get more still. Either way, this is so good already. In New Leaf, you could actually make like a brick home or a castle. You could do all this weird stuff with your house, and I hated that you didn't have that option in this game, but now you do. Now I can finally make my creepy mansion an actual creepy mansion. Then we got 2 extra bridges and 2 extra inclines. Good for some people. At some point I needed more inclines, now I don't, but it's bonus anyway. It's just extra stuff, that's all it is. Then we have some of the bigger things. Ceiling decoration, which was an element they used in Happy Home Designer, and they never really brought it back since then, but now they did, and I'm so happy with this. I've seen things here, we'll talk about it in the item section, but oh, it's so good. On top of that, we have accent walls, which is something I really enjoy actually. The accent walls is the fact that you can just do one side of a wall. You can do one side of a wall, something else. And I really like this specifically for me because, first of all, look at this. Like, this looks absolutely gorgeous. But I specifically like it because sometimes you have wallpapers with windows. And it just looks weird when the windows go all around. So having, for example, the windows only on one side, it's just, it's going to add so much beauty to some of the rooms and stuff. Then they have 9 new fence types. They actually showed all of them You have the park fencing, the block fencing, the corrugated iron fencing, the large ladders, the log wall, the bamboo sleds, the green bamboo, the log fencing, and the frozen fencing. And I'm so thankful for that frozen fencing, because what I had to do for Aurora at this point, the giant partitions, it doesn't look good. And you can also customize a lot of the fencing. I don't know if you can customize all of them. They said some, but the fact that you can customize the fencing is so good. Like, why couldn't you? Why did the fence need to be brown? Why couldn't you have made like a black fence, you know? And now you can, and it's something so small, but it's still a great customization option to be given. And then the final thing for the customization that I added here on this list is the custom patterns that you can now wear as clothes, which, okay, I don't really care too much, but you can also add them as accent walls. And I do actually really enjoy that. It's gonna give a lot more freedom when it comes to stuff. Next up, this is the big one. This is the big category. So again, I'm gonna try to specifically mention every single new piece, but some of the scrolling is very fast. I have 15 hours in the game, but I might not remember every item, so maybe I might mention something that is not new. I might mention something or forget to mention something. So if I forget to mention anything, you can point it out in the comment section below. I legit want to know. I need all the information. I want to know it all. I want to see it all. But yeah, as of now, this is the list I've compiled of every single new item that they showed in the game. So first off, the Nook Mall items, I'm gonna do these separately from the new items because, I don't know, it's just easier, I guess. So when you look at the list of the Nook Mall items, the new ones you can buy, way at the top of the list, you can already see the triangular topiary. They don't show it, but topiaries was something you could earn in New Leaf. They were way too hard to earn, so I'm glad that they added those. I think the utility pole is either one that was already in this game. At the very least, it was in New Leaf as well. You have the crosswalk signal, the curved street light is new, the flower bed, I think you're gonna see it a few times in this video. I'll point it out. The plastic bench is new for sure. Then we have the plaza arch, I think is new. We have the park fountain, which, oh my god, I need this in my life. This thing is absolutely beautiful. We got a pergola, I think that's new. I don't think they show it. I think it skips to the plaza balloon wagon. We have the plaza balloon wagon also. Then we see an Azumaya gazebo and a normal gazebo. We see an inflatable plaza toy. We see a plaza game stand now. There's also a plaza train that they also don't show. They also skip over it. We have the plaza Ferris wheel. I love how many of these Nook Mall items they added. Now, this is gonna be the hard part. We're gonna go through it. So, I tried finding every list of every inventory list, every house, and we're gonna go over everything. So the first screen we have here, we already see I don't know what they called it. There was a futuristic set. That's that chair we see there. The roller coaster. There's several sets that are actually coming back, and it made me so happy. Specifically the roller coaster set, because I've been wanting that one for my mansion. I'm so excited that that set is back. So we can see both the chair here and the couch. Then we have the I think this is an old item. Is it? I think it's just because it's just a mat. I think because this is a general storage we're seeing here. But we also see this twisted counter. I think that's new. And we see this weird design table that is new over there. This busted stall that's on the right is new as well. At the bottom we can see a few tables that are new as well. For example, the one with the weird shapes there. I think you're gonna see it later in one of the houses as well. And I can't exactly make out what's all the way at the bottom right though. Then we see this cooking shot, and we can see these three little jars all the way at the front. We can see the new cooking stove, which looks amazing. And there's some pots on there. I don't know if it's included in the stove or not. We have a new fruit basket, but it's more like a vegetable basket with the wheat in it and the carrots. I think the table we're seeing is the Thanksgiving table, but I'm not exactly sure. Also, I'm not gonna mention wallpapers and floors because some of the details, I might mention one or two here and there because I think they added some new ones. but there's just way too much, and some of them are very similar to each other. So here we see some of the new food items also, like the little cake, the sandwiches and everything. Then we go to this amazing living room. So right off the bat, we can see the stuff hanging from the ceiling that's new. There's like the little shelf here. There's like 1, 2, 3 lamps we can see. There's a grocery bag in the background. We have the bread in the front. I think the shelf on the left is new as well. And I want to say both the bed and the nightstand are new items, but I'm not sure if I'm correct on that. I think the bed is, but the nightstand I think is one we already have, or it just makes me think of a different one. And then we have the double dresser in the back, but it reminds me of one I have in black right now, so I'm not sure if that one is new either. Then, of course, the amazing machine. After that, we have this area, during the styling part, and we can see kind of the stuff that I've seen before. You can see the white furniture, the little closet and the shelf. It has this grid on it. I don't know what to call it, but I've seen couches of that later on as well. So I want to say it's a new series. There's new items, like a food item again. There's the bread. I love the bread basket on the table. There's a little thing she made that is displayed on the shelf. And there's these 2 little jars on the top that I do not think is something that have been in the game yet. Froggy chair! Froggy chair is back. People wanted it. I'm pretty sure that's why they put it back. I think this table and these the seats are new as well. The food on the table is new for sure. And the picture book might be new. I don't remember having it myself. And of course we see something absolutely beautiful there on the side. We'll get back to that later. This is a shot, and there's a better shot later on. There's a new set, and I'm going to talk about it more in a little bit. And I love this set. It's just the pillars we see in the back. There's broken pillars and there's arch, and it's like old stone with vines creeping around them. And I'm in love with this set so much, and I can't wait to see what else is a part of that set. Then we have another inventory screen. There's not too many new things on this specific set. I don't remember if all those seats, the chairs on top already existed. I'm not too sure. The couches definitely seem new. We see the 2 couches there that we saw before as well. And that closet we see in the background, I want to say it's new too. Then we go to this screen though, and there is some new stuff here. That's the soda bottle first of all. And we have some new food items that we couldn't make out before. There's some pretzels. There's this little pumpkin that is stuffed with everything. There's some new drinks and little biscuits and everything. And I think all the way at the bottom, the 3rd item is a ring light. Because they added like a gamer chair and stuff also. So I want to say that's a ring light. We have the hanging stuff. There was nothing new there. But then we have the ceiling items. There's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new lamps that you can hang on the ceiling. And there's a few more that they show later. There's a fan that you can hang on the ceiling, and the little shelf you can hang on the ceiling. I love all the ceiling stuff, and I hope we're going to see a lot more, but I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot more. And again, wallpapers and floors, like I mentioned it. I do think the 2 bottom wallpapers you see all the way at the bottom right are new. Then this glorious screen, a return of another one of my favorite sets. At the very least, we see 1 item for it, so I'm hoping the rest of the set is back. That actually might be the couch we saw earlier then. The ranch set. The ranch cupboard. I always liked this item. I always had it in my house. And there's actually a lot of little cupboards they added. On the left of the ranch set, we see the little cubby with all these items. And left of that, we see a cool little shelf that already can display certain items on. We'll talk about later. And there's a few closets that are definitely new. The sink. There's so much stuff. It's just there's so much stuff. I'm gonna miss a lot of the stuff. The little mirror is definitely new that you can place something on. I like it. There's a lot of new items that you can actually place things on, especially because of a little something we'll talk about in a little bit. I have a better look at the sink and the ranch stuff. Most of the stuff we saw earlier is gonna be displayed now in this little room here, so you get a closer look at some of these things and them being customized also. The only thing that is specifically new, I think, in this shot that we didn't see before is the two little frames on the right with the ivy in it. I love it. It's so good. And there's the chest, the wooden box on the bottom right. You're gonna see it a few times, I think, in this video. Customized in different ways, but that's definitely new as well. Then we go to the glorious partitions. We mentioned it in the gameplay before, the gameplay changes. They have partitions and counters. And on this screen, you can already see 7 different ones. So they actually have variety in it. I think the partitions, they automatically take whatever wallpaper you have. And I like that. And there's counters of different sizes. But also there's slight differences in between them. Over here we see 4 types of counters. 2 pillars, columns, and the partition wall. And then we come to the glorious, oh, I love this one so much. In this next inventory scroll, we're gonna see so much good stuff. So you can already see the little futuristic chair that I saw. Underneath that, I think that's new, I'm not exactly sure. I think the one below that is the minimalistic set. I think they're bringing that back as well. Below that is another one of those futuristic chairs looking things. There's a donut chair all the way at the bottom. Some of these are old items from previous games, but it's definitely new for New Horizons. But oh boy, then we get this screen. Look at this. This is one of my favorite screens. I freaked out. We have this amazing beanstalk chair that you can just put outside, for example. Next of that is an item that is also in Pocket Camp. It's a really cool hanging metallic cage chair. It's glorious. And above that, oh, it's so good. This throne, this dark looking throne is made for my mansion. I'm so excited for these 3 items specifically. Then we scroll back a little further. We see this little flamingo beach thing and a dentist chair, I want to say. Another baby chair. They added a lot of baby items, I feel. Now we have more proof of the Rococo set being back. This is the first proof, I think, we also see of the sleek set. The 3rd item from the left downwards. I think it's the sleek set. I'm going to see more of that too. The cabin set is at the bottom right also. It is coming back because I don't think the cabin set was in this game yet. I'm not specifically sure on that one. But the sleek set is back, the Rococo set is back, and we see all that in this screen. And I'm so happy that they're bringing so many of the old sets back. It just adds a lot more variety, especially if you can customize most of them. Then we go to this screen. There's a lot of stuff to unpack in this screen. There's a little bench all the way at the top, the blue one. On the right of that is a children fantasy type bench. If you can specifically customize that in different colors, it's gonna look amazing. Then all the way on the left, there's this old dingy couch. It's perfect for like an old mansion kind of thing. I'm having all these ideas just by seeing all this stuff already. Then at the bottom, all the way on the right, there's a game. I think it's a game show button with a light. I want to say that was in the previous game. I'm not exactly sure. Then next to that, we have this operating table thing that is also in Pocket Camp. I've seen it before. And then you can actually customize it. I hope you can customize it because in Pocket Camp, there was a villager bones on it. But in the trailer we saw here, you see it again later, I think, like a human skeleton on it. So let's wait and see. But oh, and by the way, the cabana set is coming back as well, because I think the chair next to the 2 blue chairs, I think that is the cabana set, and I've seen more pieces of that too. There's so many sets coming back, it's ridiculous. And when we scroll down a little bit more, we see the gamer chair and some new chair that looks a bit funky. We scroll down more, and then all the way on the top right, you have this, I think it's a Space Future console. That's what it looked like to me. And a couple of more tables that are new at the bottom for sure. And we scroll a little bit further again. And there we have one of the most glorious items. First of all, I think that's the Rococo bed on the bottom left all the way. I think it's a Lovely bed on the right, meaning the Lovely series could come back as well. More baby stuff. That's these 2 small tables at the top that look really cool to display stuff on. There's the double lounge parasol chair for the beach, but below that is a god tier item, That thing looks like they took it straight from Alien, the first movie. This capsule, futuristic pod to sleep in. It looks glorious. I really hope your villager actually goes inside of that. Oh man, it looks so good. I'm in love with that item. Then we scroll, and it went a bit fast. I wasn't able to freeze frame that. There was some bunch more beds. And we go even further. There's more closets. We see the closet again on the top right that I mentioned before. That is definitely new. The black one in the middle looks like the one with the little grid that I mentioned before as well. Below that, I think, is the part of the minimalistic set. Below that is some new item as well. To freeze stuff. And next to that, again, the cabana closet. Here we have the other screen. I was looking for it, but I put it here, I think, because now we're gonna get soon into like the villager homes and stuff to show the new things. Here you see more of the columns again, and in front of the arch in the background there's also a new stone statue, and there's these stone chairs with all these vines around it. This set is god tier. I love it so much. And there's a little lamp that looks really cool, like a branch that turns into like a light bulb at the end. There's so much cool stuff in this screen. Like I live this screen. I want to be here. It looks glorious. And then we have this log on the floor, this broken log that I definitely hope is an item to be included in the game as well. So then we're gonna get to the part that I mentioned before, where I took freeze frames of all the houses interiors, where you saw villagers during the remodeling scenes and everything. I just want to go over those a little bit as well, because there's a lot of new stuff in here. So here, first of all, this room is absolute gold tier. We have the Rococo lamp in the foreground on the left. There's the vase that's coming back from the previous games in front of the bed. And look at that chandelier. Oh, I need it. I need it in my mansion. That chandelier looks glorious. It looks so good. I think the background wall is the... But it's in black, so I don't know. I don't know if that background wall is new. And then there's a little carpet that at least I haven't seen before yet. Then we move to this shot where we see the planters with the flower planters that I mentioned before. The bunnies don't seem familiar either. And we have the little food pretzels on the table, but we've already seen that one before now. Then we have this shot. The only new thing I saw in this shot is, well, there's the new lamp that's hanging from the ceiling. There's a thing on the right, all the way on the right. It's standing on something. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be. But that's the grabby machine. That's definitely a new item in the background over there. Then we have this shot. There's ivy and these planters that are new. You're gonna see them again later, I think. We have this flying bird thing though, the wooden bird toy. That is definitely a new item from this shot. Then we have the children's library from Dog with the froggy chairs again. There's some new lamps on the ceiling as well. There's the owl clock in the background and this patchwork chair that is definitely new. We've seen this cubby before. Oh no, we saw a 6 cubby before. This is a 3 cubby. That's also new. There's a little teddy bear that's sitting there. There's a bunch of new teddy bear stuff. We'll see some more later. And there's the magazine rack that's also new. It's so much. I think these things in the foreground, we see them later too. The seats, I don't know if those are new or not though. Then we have my piece of the big city house. I like this shot a lot. Here we see more confirmation again that the sleek set is coming back. We see a sleek bed. We see the sleek sofa, the sleek table, the sleek side table. There's all this new stuff here. On top of the sleek side table, there's this digital screen that I haven't seen before. And on the ceiling, we see a new lamp also in the middle on top of the fancy light on the right. I know it's going to come back later, or we have seen it before. I'm not exactly sure. But those are all new as well. And there's this frame, and I've seen it a few times now. That is, I don't think it's from the museum though. I don't think it's an artwork. The one on the right with the Brooklyn Bridge looking thing, I think that's new as well. And that plant in the corner, I want to say it is also new. Oh, the car rug is back, I just noticed. See, again, I'm still noticing new things, even while I'm doing this final recording. It's ridiculous. I'm still missing things. It's crazy how much stuff they added to this game. Then we have Hans's ski slope. The little chair things are there. There's this soap dispenser, but I don't think that's new. The cubby thing on the back left is new. We see the freezer thing again. There's the ski thing. There's this thing hanging from the ceiling that they use in front of the door. That's definitely new. The ramen noodles in the foreground. The big tub looks like the cypress tub. I don't remember if you could customize it in that specific color though. I think I always put it in wood because I think that's what it is. And I want to say that bathtub ducky is not new, but I'm not sure. And then there's a little basin water thing on top of the chair, also under the shower. Then we have the little lamp is only here in this shot, and I think the patio furniture in the middle is new. Then we get this glorious stuff. There's this giant vine wisteria looking plant roof. I don't know what to call it. That's definitely new. That's also something that was in Pocket Camp before. So I like it that they definitely are taking some stuff from Pocket Camp and putting it in this game. That's new either way. I want to say the plant in the foreground is the same plant we saw earlier. I'm not exactly sure. And I think those tables are new or not. Maybe I just don't have one yet in the game. I'm not exactly sure. And I really can't make out what's all the way in the background on the table on the left. But oh, that plant roof thing is god tier. Then we have this room, and there's a lot to unpack here, but mostly it's all the baby stuff. Like I said, new baby stuff. The stroller, the little bed thing, we've seen it before. The little bunny toy, we've seen it before. There's a baby chair on the right, and there's some new shelf work on the right as well, which I'm pretty sure are several items put together. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work. And obviously the counters and the partition, and then there's a really fancy lamp on the left that I think we haven't seen before that's hanging there as well. Then we have this room, and this has a couple of glorious items. First of all, we can have a better look at the table I mentioned 2 times now, all the way on the left where the star clock is on. We have more sleek stuff again. We have this disco ball that has this ridiculous effect on the entire room. This also shows the lighting adjustment I meant earlier in more detail. And especially with the disco ball, that's pretty cool. We have the incredible gaming chair in more detail. But what I prefer from this shot is in the left behind the lighting menu cursor thing. There's a massive space thing. Now, you can't really see what's in it. Maybe you can customize it. In the old game, though, they had that, and there was a Metroid in it. I don't think they're gonna put the Metroid back in it, but I do hope you can put some weird stuff in there when you customize it. Either way, that's a glorious looking item, for sure. Then we have construction stuff, which I usually don't really care about too much, but there's definitely some new stuff in there as well. I think the cement bags are new. The construction crane thing, I don't know what you call it, that's definitely new. There's the light on the ceiling here as well, that is new. And this also shows you the soundscapes. There's a lot of options for the soundscapes as well. Then we have the florist flower shop from Aurora, and there's a few new things in here. On top of the table, there's this little flower planter that is just growing. That's definitely new. We see a close-up shot of the flower planter on the floor. That's a Nookmall item, I think. But in this shot, there's also the cash register on the right. Behind that, there's a new little lamp. We see the new lamp on the ceiling again, customized in another color. But specifically, in the background, we have these greenhouses. The fancy one and the less fancy one, I guess. If that's also considered a greenhouse. I don't know. Maybe just to keep them safe from bugs. I don't know. But either way, these are new items and it's glorious. And I love it that they're adding so much new plant stuff and green stuff in all the items. It's really good. Then we have the roommate shot of Spike and Static. There's the thing hanging on the top right. That's definitely new. You can put things on the wall. I don't know if this is... You can see the basket is not new. But the fact that the basket is on the wall, I think, is new. So I don't know if you can make individual shelves. You see the bottles that are new that are also on a little shelf. Next to the skateboards, which are also new. There's also a skateboard on the floor behind Spike. and some clothing that are hanging, where actually that's where the bottles are standing on, I think, the clothes rack that Spike has there. Then we have the classroom, the book with a ribbon on it. I think that's new. Apart from that, is everything that's customized except for that giant school board. That I think that's a new item that we didn't mention yet. Then we have the restaurant shot. There's these little tables that I think are new. I really like the way those look, by the way. We see a better shot at the ivy planter that we saw before. These really cool new exotic style lamps on the ceiling. Because I think that's what the other lamp is called, the exotic lamp. A lot of new food items. And there's these lamps all the way in the back that I want to say are hanging from the ceiling as well. I'm not sure. They look like they're so close together that they might be a set of 4. And there's the plate that they have on display that I want to say was not in this game yet. It is again another item from Pocket Camp though. So we have this shop, and there's a lot of new food items for sure, including like the lobster containers on the right, and all these little jars and bottles on the left that are also new. I want to say the thing that's standing on the left side is new as well. There's just so much stuff in this shot alone. I really like how they can like work in the restaurant and stuff. They're walking around with the plates and stuff. Then we have the hospital shot. There's definitely some new stuff in here. First of all, there's the screens you can hang from the ceiling. I think you've seen it before in this shot where you can redecorate your own house. From the little medical cabinet next to the door with the medical kit on top of it. I think those are both still new as well that we haven't seen yet before in this video. Then we have this another medical shot. There you see the human skeleton better. We see another frame on the left with the flowers, I think. This looks to be a customized version of maybe the Brooklyn Bridge one. I'm not sure. I'm curious how that's going to work. And there's a lot of like heavy medical stuff, like some of the cabinets on the left, the medical screen, the EKG monitor, I want to say it's called. We also see some stuff on the background in the right with like the tools on it, and then there's a little medical bed in the foreground. Then we go to the room of one of the new characters. There's so much stuff here again. There's some stuff in the background. I'm not exactly sure how it's done. It's hard to tell. I want to say they have like a room separation there and some vine stuff on the right, as well as some I think the table looks new and the little drink. And then we have these 2 new lamps hanging from the ceiling, and the glowy lamp all the way in the back is glowing green. I'm pretty sure that's new as well. Then we see Marina. We have the seashell lamp on the ceiling that is new. We have this amazing mirror that I really like that looks really gothic, but I want to say it's intended as a sea style mirror that I'm pretty sure is new. I haven't seen it before. Well, we might as well mention it. There's a beautiful seashell on the cabinet. But that's not a normal seashell. We'll get back to it. We have a lot of the laboratory equipment coming back in Dom's house here. I want to say some of these wires that are in the foreground on top of the table are new. That is definitely a better shot at the futuristic chair there though. And the big machine that I think looks like another version of the Amazing Machine. I really like it, the way it looks there though. There's some tech like pipe works on the right as well on the wall. And there's the button that's coming back. I used to love the button. The button is a crazy little thing. I won't spoil it, but it's a cool device that's on the right there. And there's a fan on the ceiling, and there's weird these cogs and gear tower on the left that's just massive. It's some of the stuff they're adding in the game is absolutely crazy. Then we have a beautiful shot again of Shino, and I specifically needed this shot only for 2 items. I think there's only 2 new items in. I don't think the table on the left is new. I'm not sure. But one thing that's definitely new is the giant bonsai tree, which looks absolutely beautiful. I love that tree so much. And I want to say it's just an item you're going to put down, unless it's maybe a Nook Mall ticket item. It could be like that. I highly doubt it's a tree you actually grow though. I really think it's something you just place there. And of course, something I've been wishing for, because I have my Asia mountain, I call it, where I have Rolf and Ken living. I have like a bamboo forest on there, but I needed that arch, that Asian arch is in the background, this exotic arch, and I needed that for the stairway that goes towards the area. I'm so excited for that arch, but I'm pretty sure that that is a Nook Mall ticket item though. Okay, then we have this a really quick zoom up. It's too hard to make out a lot of these things, but what I can make out is we see some new stuff all the way on the top right. Construction stuff, like this chainsaw is laying there. And we see on the image left of that in Phoebe's house, another something that I found already in Pocket Camp, these flame throwers that are spewing flames towards the ceiling. Next to the dressing room, there's this little table cubby thing. I want to say that's new as well. It's hard to make out, even when zooming out, it just becomes blurry and stuff. But I do think there's some wall lamps that are new as well in that shot. Same with this shot. I'm just moving it over a little bit to the right. In the supermarket thing, there's like the shelf with all the items and stuff. Then we have this beautiful outdoor shot of this scary ass giant elephant, and there's these gashapon machines next to the elephant. Then we have the bubble launchers here that are new. The open chip bags that I really like that they added that. There's another one of those glowy lamps on the left and on the right, a blue one and a yellow one. And there's also the chair the character is sitting on looks new to me as well. Then we have this outside shot, which doesn't have a lot of new things, but it has that the chair, the couch that I mentioned before with the grid thing. I don't know what to call it. There's lattice bottoms to it, and there's a scoreboard all the way on the top right that I want to say is new as well. Then we get to Timmy and Tommy. There's a bunch of new stuff for Timmy and Tommy, both inside and outside. Again, there's more construction vehicles and equipment in the bottom left that we haven't seen yet before. The wind thing all the way on the top right next to the house is new, and the saloon porch that is on the left of the house is definitely new as well. But what was especially crazy is what's inside the house. So on the inside, first of all, look at these guys balling with all their gold. But there's these bags that are new. I think we've seen them before. They were probably customized. Apart from that, there's this little cart all the way in the foreground that's filled with gems. They have some display all the way in the background with these little jars that is new. And what I love in this shot specifically is that cave they have on the right. There's this little cave thing. I wonder if you put it outside, if you can walk through it or not. There's this like rock cave with these vines on it, and I'm very curious about it. It seems to take up quite a big chunk of the room here. And in the back, I want to say it's a globe, but it looks strange. It looks like a color I personally haven't seen yet before. Same as the little figure that is on the right of it. Then we have this outside shot here where the only new item here that definitely had to be shown up is the little boat. That looks really cool. The little boat you can put on the beach and stuff. I really like that item. I'm curious what kind of customization options it's gonna have as well. Then we got this shot of, I want to say, Blair and Flora, and a lot of the plushies that must be customizable because now it's a unicorn, and you also see a bear and a bunny and that kind of stuff. There's a shelf on the wall with them on top of it, and a little doll on top of the closet. We have the light customized in green on the top at the ceiling. And there's the cubby again with the 3 on the right, the 3 cubby, and above that there's a tiny little cabinet that you can hang up as well. And we see more of the patchwork set, the patchwork chair she's sitting on, and there's the patchwork, I wanted to call it a bed, but she put food on it, so maybe it's a patchwork low table. That's probably more likely in that case. Then we got this giant diner, and I wanted to put this shot in here because we got a closer look at that lattice type set where the 2 new characters are sitting on. Rio and Sasha is sitting on it, and this is just a better shot at it. I think that tea tray is new as well. It doesn't look familiar because it's very small and detailed. And there's a like a food box all the way on the back. That is definitely something we haven't seen before as well. Just like these cake displays on the right, I'm fairly certain are new as well. Then we get to a few random items, and I've avoided it before, but now we're gonna address it. The music boxes are finally back. I had a whole basement with music boxes. You could have I don't know if now you might be able to go in there and choose a song, but in New Leaf you had to specifically create a music box out of a song, so you couldn't change songs on it, which makes sense. But they have like the normal music box that you see here, which is a new design though. But they also bring back the old design that now I saw in a couple of rooms before as well, where you had to take a giant clam, which I had been saving up when the game started up, so I should still have those. And you can actually make the music box in the clams, and it always made a really nice sound when you opened and closed them. I'm very excited for those items. Then we have I didn't know where else to put it. We have the wood ladder setup kit that allows you to put ladders permanently on cliffs and things like that. That's also definitely a new item. I could have put it in the gameplay thing, but I don't know. I just figured I'd put it in the new item set. Then we go to the glory of the glories. The main thing I wanted from this update: gyroids. New gyroids. Gyroids are finally back, and they look better and crazier than ever. They show you how to bury the fragment. You can use the fragment individually as well to put it down somewhere. But they actually show you some gyroids. I think they show 11, and they're naming 3. Now you see the drumoid. Before that, I think you saw the squeezoid, and they also named the squeakoid a little bit later. And in this shot specifically now, you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gyroids here. 7 different ones, so we don't know which ones are named what. So we see 7 new ones here. And then in the shot after that, we see the squeakoid here. And then we see 2 other ones next to the squeakoid that we didn't see before. So there's 11, I think, new ones. And there's the 11th one. I was missing it, but it was here in the footage already. Then there's the extra stuff. There's a few things in here only, but I didn't know where else to put them. For example, there's a storage expansion. There's 3 new tiers for storage expansion. 3200, 4000, and 5000. It's about time. It's about time, especially with all the new stuff they're adding. That was definitely needed. So there's also the ATM machine that you can get. So you can use the ATM wherever you want. You don't all have to go all the way back to Town Hall, which is good if, like me, you have kind of like a shopping street created, which is where I put my ATM. Then we have KK Slider with 12 new songs. We have, as of now, they confirmed 12 new songs. We have Chill Wave. Then we have KK, I can't read it. I read Basement. I don't think that's what it says though. We have KK Break, KK Chorino, KK Dub, KK Fugue, KK Hip Hop. There's a Mandarin style one that it doesn't have a title on top. KK Lovers, KK Polka. There's also KK Slacky, and there's a Japanese one that, if you know the Japanese alphabet, it says Ro, U, Do. So it's KK Rodo. So I think it's like a roadshow kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure, but in Japanese it says KK Road. At least that's what I understood from it. Then we have new reactions. They confirmed 11 new reactions. They showcase 8 in this wheel, but only 5 are demonstrated. The ones demonstrating are the double wave, the stretch, jamming. I like the jamming one. Listening ears. Which I feel like she's more saying like, what the fuck? I don't know, that's what it looks like. Like, I don't know. And say cheese, which I really like. Then there's a new like happy wave kinda. One that looks like she's looking over a wall. It looks like a double wave, but I already showed the double wave before. And there's like this anger one with the hands up in the air. I'm very excited to figure that one out. And then there's 3 more that are not on this wheel. There's some new plants they showed and some vines. I could have added in gameplay elements because the vines you can climb them, but I put the new ladder and items, and I didn't want to put this there because there's also these weeds. Now, I do not know if these weeds create the vines. You might think so when you look at the first stage of it, but they're kind of glowy, and I really like that because I have glowy stuff. I have glowy mushrooms in my spooky forest and in my magical forest. I like creating forests. And then the final one that I don't know where to put is just the Island Life 101 Nook Phone app that I think just mostly has beginner tips from what I understand from it. So I don't know if you put 1500 hours in the game like me, if this is going to be of any value to you. So this is everything that I found that was new. You know, some of the extra stuff, the gyroids that I wanted to just mention specifically by themselves because gyroids are glorious. The new villagers, you know, the NPC that we saw, every single new item, I showcased it. I don't know if I mentioned all of them specifically because sometimes some of them you just don't know what they're called, you know, but I think I showcased absolutely everything. All the new gameplay stuff, the new items, there's so much stuff. It's ridiculous. I have a feeling this video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but I just wanted to create this in-depth analysis showing you literally every single new thing that I found in this direct. I'm so excited for it. I'm specifically excited because this is like a little bit, this is like a little tip. This is barely scratching the surface of all the stuff they're adding into this game. I'm so excited already, even just for the stuff in this video. It's insane. It's crazy how much they added. When the direct started, I wanted like, you know, maybe add gyroids with Brewster. That would be cool, you know. And maybe online multiplayer. And we didn't get the online multiplayer, but we got everything else that is in it. And it's absolutely ridiculous how much is in it. You know, because we were asking for Brewster, but you don't think about the fact that you got basically 10 NPC in New Horizon that were not in New Horizon before. It's ridiculous. That's just the... I'm losing the amount of words to say just how flabbergasted I am, but all this crap that they added. All these new characters, all these new items, all these new methods of customization, all these new gameplay elements that just will add another 1500 hours in my game. Easy. Thank you all for watching this video, especially if you watched all the way to the end. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of gameplay related stuff, top 10 videos, reaction videos. You'll definitely be seeing more Animal Crossing stuff from me in the future. It's one of my favorite franchises. I absolutely love it. And make sure to let me know in the comment section below if I missed anything. If you caught something that I did not talk about in this video, write it down. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was so much work making this video. I just needed to have my... When I have too much information, when there's stuff I just don't want to think about it because it's driving me crazy, I write it down. That was the point for me for this video. I needed to write down every new thing I saw so I could kind of stop thinking about it for now. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be watching this direct a few more times. I can't wait for November 5th. It can't come in fast enough. I can't believe that the DLC is arriving at the same day as all the other stuff. And all these new villages. And I'm excited. Are you excited for this new content? Did you like this video? Was it a bit too much? Was it a bit too long? Was it everything you wanted it to be? Again, let me know if I missed anything. Thank you all for watching. And stay real.